Okay, now we're going to transition over to Kari Guo, who's going to talk about Osamic in China. So, Kari, take it away.
Cool. Hello, everybody.
Hi,
I
we
can
can hear you.
also hear myself echo. Let's see. Well, I know I sound like a perfect native speaker, but actually I'm from China, a place not so far from the US. I may stop by on the weekend and say hi to you guys. As a matter of fact, I wanted to be back for more than a year, but you know, the world is changing and we have to leave and work on the things we could. So my situation is that I'm in China and I have a mission to support our youth development and to realize their possibilities. So I have to do something in China. And here's my kind of summary for what I have been done in over a year. Let me try to pull up my slides. It's pretty awkward that I'm working on a digital platform and then I'm struggling to even pull up my slides. Perfect. Let me see. How can I share my screen? Andrew can help. Sorry to.
Sure. So we have to make you co-host to allow, so we can allow screen sharing.
Okay, fine. I think I can just talk then. I have a slide.
It should be pretty easy, Kari. It should be pretty easy for you to share your screen.
I thought so, but I couldn't see an option here. Let me to do that. Let me see. What can I do here?
Do you see the share screen button on the bottom of your computer there?
Right in the middle? Not really.
On Zoom.
Oh, I see it.
Share screen.
It's in Chinese. That's why I couldn't see it. I couldn't read it. All right, let's go to my screen. Can you guys see it now?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right, start.
And if Kari, I just want to thank you very much for making a full screen. It helps.
Thank you for having me here. I miss you guys a lot. Some of the new friends, but let me see. So also we start with problems. As in many countries, we all have issues in education, and specifically in China, I noticed there's three biggest challenge most of our youth from middle school and high school face. And number one is we still lack of quality education. With all the investment from the government, from companies, investors, we still really don't have enough quality education for kids from some rural areas and some remote places, even some average school in the big cities. And number two, we also don't have enough attention paid on the individual kids. China is very famous, like Korea, for standardized testing, and we still use the same selection strategy as I was a kid. So this hasn't been changed much in the country. And the last one is outdated education content. We probably already experienced the words changing and unexpected context, but I noticed my niece still using the same textbook as I was using, and they're still trying to memorizing so many information. So with all those things happening, Mike and me have the same mission. How can we prepare our youth for more opportunities and for more skill that they may need for the future? So that's the basic situation I face when I start Osamic. Actually, Osamic was started long ago, but that's like still the reality when I face when I started Mike.
Quick question. Is it possible for you to go back to the mode you were in where we see the slideshow? It's easier to read that way.
Okay, I can.
You were there at the beginning and then you bumped it down to this.
Right, because there's animation for changing slides, so I feel maybe I will stay this way.
Okay.
Does it help?
Okay.
Okay, I can try to enlarge it. Works. So basically, I think this is not only unique issue faced in China, it's also pretty common in many places around the globe. What can we do? As an entrepreneur, we see problems as opportunities. So that's why let me introduce Automic for the first time. Not for the first time at a conference. So Automic basically means awesome on cosmic level. Very ambitious name, but it's pretty challenging to make the dream link with reality. So basically, we provide the online merging offline learning community to provide quality content, mentors, and also some data-driven gamified learning systems for middle schooler and high schoolers. Put it in a simple way, you can join Automic as a learning community online and offline. What you get is we put all the important skills that will enable you for the future into the affordable recorded content. And we also link the mentors, folks such as some educators and also some elite school students. They can serve as mentors to coach students, to mentor them and also get paid. So we have the content, we have the people, and we have the tons of middle schooler and high schooler who kind of need to learn those skills, but they currently don't have other ways to access those. So since we launched this platform last year, it has been a little bit over a year, and we have achieved some important figures, such as we have been reached, by the time I talk, over 200,000 users, families in China. We also have some 5 local partners from different cities in China. So basically, we provide the content mentors at the center. Let me show you the graph. We provide this learning community, the center, kind of like a headquarters in Shenzhen here, but also online. Those content are very strictly made, but also they're scientifically sound. They also have some gamified system to students can learn and become stronger, but also they can see themselves, their avatars become better in our system. We also provide other feedback and tracking at our center, both online and offline. And then we enable our local partners, some existing education providers and some schools, local schools, they all can be our partners. Whoever want to enable their kids with this skills such as learning skills and thinking skills, they can be our local partners. So they will also be able to make some profits, have other products in their portfolio, but also they can receive trainings from our center. Then we have our end users. We can provide services directly to the parents and students in China, but also we can enable some local government and school to have the package. Basically, they can receive our content, some kind of mentor services, but they will be, the government and the school will be the ones who pay the service, and the parents and children will be the ones, teenagers, receive it. So this is our model, and we've been running this for over a year. Next week, no, in 10 days, we also will have our offline camp in Shenzhen, where we will have mentor students in a residential camp for almost a week to experience this content and also be able to build better relationship. Through this model, we also have our learning objectives. All the technologies and tools, all the business models are the different ways to help us mobilize resources. So, but the end goal is always about students and how to enable educators, parents, families to support their children's development. So for Automic, I really believe in 4 things. I want my own children, I don't have it yet to learn. Number 1, I think we all need to learn how to learn, so that we can always update our own system and be able to keep up with the changing world. And second, I want us to have the caring heart. We talk about different mentoring relationships. So some of our students actually become mentors later on. So it's like an ecosystem where they receive support, they support each other as peers, and they also can upgrade to become mentors and provide service, get paid later on. And other two skills are like diverse thinker. So people are children who get a skill or is able to analyze different situations through different thinking models, but also they were able to come up with new combination. And the last one is my favorite, personal favorite, entrepreneurial mindset. I believe we will have new challenges always, but the one thing might enable our kids to create new solutions better than ours is that we can empower them with entrepreneur mindset, the kind of mindset that they always focus on possibilities and be able to turn problem into solutions. So this is also something we try to do in our camp. And also we have this will of learning will to build our structure, our content. So those are some demos for the online content, our digital platform, but also our product, the physical products. It's kind of like a stationery people can use, reminder and the things they can interact with in their daily life. We also attract some media coverage. I still have like 3 minutes, right? So basically, we are one team. And although I work for Osamic, I started this company, and it is a for-profit organization. But I believe we are also a social enterprise. The reason we start Osamic is I believe it's easier to start a company than a nonprofit here in China. But also, we were able to use different resources, attract different fundings, and also be able to work with different partners here in China. But eventually, I really like the idea that we can, to bring our dreams, to realize our dreams, to help kids realize their possibilities, but also bring all the researchers, people from different fields, different sectors together to come up with new solutions. Because I also believe that's why Osamic, we believe our kids, they're our center of our work. But we use new technologies, things like AI, or we haven't really enabled that into our system, but we use data heavily. And other things like a startup efficient team strategy, and also how we mobilize different local partners. I believe those are different tools to realize our dream. So that's why I'm very happy to be here and open for questions. So quick sharing of Osamic. By the way, I have been living in Philly for 7 years. So I'm also a doctor from Penn GSC, and I also have been working with Mike for many years. Osamic is deeply influenced, and I think Mike is one of the brain in our funding and developing process. So I'm very happy to share what have been done in a year. And to move ahead, we believe we're gonna grow faster in second half of this year financial section. Yeah, and we hope that we can really cover more students in different parts of China, but also be able to standardize our content to have a system, really an ecosystem to link the mentors, educators, parents, students in a very caring and intellectually challenging way. I don't really know what that look like, but I believe Osamic is kind of like something I want for my children, but also like a playground where we can see possibilities happening. So thanks all for the time, and I think that's it. I will just leave it here.
Thank you so much, Kari. Maybe
I need to stop the sharing, right?
Yeah, you can stop that.
Okay, cool. I'm back.
Yeah, you're back. So Mike asked a question that I think could be interesting for you to respond to quickly. He says, "I wonder how we can all connect with Osamic."
It sounds like a Mike question.
Do you want to respond to that real quick before we move on to our...
Definitely. I believe the content we created at Automic can be kind of, I don't think it's translating the right word, but kind of like localized or globalized in different parts of places around the globe. Because I think the learning skills and thinking skills and entrepreneur mindset, we have developed so much content for that. We also try to build a platform to link the mentors, partners with students. Those are the things we are happy to share with our team, with you all. And we also want to share some cases if needed. So we have lots of successful student cases, parents cases, where they have user content and mentors, but also their local resources in a very, in a very systematic way on their own. So I think those are very interesting stories to look at. They may serve as some examples for some folks in other places, but we already started to collect more cases, examples, and even to sample different cities and rural areas. So China is like really diverse. So I believe there are cities like New York probably are more similar with Shanghai than, I don't know, another city in US. So we have different samples. If Mike can support with the research team, we might even do some research around different representations, different cases, and how we may model after, and even to share and spread with our network. And
that's fantastic. Thank you for that response, and thank you again for such a great presentation. It segues perfectly into our next segment,